All right, I started recording this about halfway through the pit, but this is an update on my Season 7 Bloodwave Necromancer. As you can see, I am running a pit 115 with this build. So I wanted to get this on recording as being completed because this build still is not perfected yet and I don't have all the necessary items that I am supposed to have. I'm missing my Shroud of Death. I'm not fully masterworked on anything yet. So to be able to run a 115, to me that's kind of crazy. Some of these elites are being a little difficult. But that's okay, we'll get in here and we'll just crush the normal mobs. But look at some of that damage, you're seeing it pop off. It's in the billions. Constant billions for most of it. It's ridiculous. Get my blood orbs, get some cooldown, come in, get the next mob. I'm just going to kind of try to flow through this. I hate with the freeze. $559 billion? That was crazy. All right. We're almost there. Get some blood orbs. Come on. You see how I get into these big mobs though, and then the bar just shoots up? So what I'm trying to do is just kind of get them into where they're a big enough mob that once I kill the entire mob, that bar just shoots up. Ooh, here's a good spot. There we go. Some of these elites lately, they have these shields on them that you just cannot take down. Alright, come on, give me my guardian. Really? Really? There we go. Alright, let's go in here and take down the guardian. Hit him with some blight. Get my cooldowns. Hit him with some blight again. Avoid that poison. Just gonna keep up that attack as much as I possibly can. idea is to run in, hit them with some Blight, and then hit them with the Bloodwave, and there you go. There you have it. Tier 115 cleared with my version of the Bloodwave Necromancer. Now again, my version is based off of the brain farting here for a second, sorry. My version's based off of the max roll version. I put up another video in the past showing that. I do have some slight changes to it than the max roll version. For the most part, the Paragon board is pretty much the same until we get to the final Paragon board, which is the Frailty Paragon board. I am not using Imbiber like they recommend. I'm using Desecration simply because A, for every 5 willpower purchased in range, your desecrated ground is doing 93.3% increased damage. And then while you're standing in your desecrated ground, which you're doing a lot because you're kind of running around in it to get your blood orbs, you get a 20 times increased shadow damage. And then, of course, if you have it 46 or higher, you know, you're going to get the increased desecrated ground damage by 18% multiplicative. I also sometimes switch out with Undaunted, which gives me an increase to damage while fortified. An overall increased damage of 10.4 multiplicative once it's at legendary status of 46. But you also then get a damage reduction for the more fortify you have. So the more max life you can get, the more fortify you can get when you get fortified. And then, of course, the more damage you can do while you're fortified. Unfortunately, the damage, it just says 13% increased. It doesn't say whether it's additive or multiplicative, so I don't know there. But Undaunted or Desecrated, either one works here in the Frailty Paragon board versus Imbiber, which I never really understood the choice of Imbiber in the build itself, because you only get 3.7 increased damage while healthy. I could raise that up, obviously, but then it says you get 30% increased potion healing. I don't really use potions for anything because the blood orbs heal you as you're running around, so why bother with the potions? And then you get an increased damage while healthy. Okay, that's fine. I still think the Desecrated is a much better choice in that regard. I think overall it does more damage than a fully maxed out Imbiber. Imbiber only gives you a 12.2% multiplicative increased damage while healthy once you're at level 46. Desecration is giving you 18% multiplicative to your desecrated ground, which Bloodwave creates desecrated ground with this setup the way it is. So I think Desecration is a better glyph overall to put in here, as opposed to what Max Roll has on their site. I still got to fill all the way down to here yet, pick up all these. I still got to fill in over here, pick up all these, right? I haven't even gotten this build fully maxed out yet. If we go to the armor layout, you can see I got an Air of Perdition on. That's the only mythic I'm running at this point in time. I got a lot of mythics. I've got almost one of every single mythic except Tyrael Might and Shroud of Death. It's like the only two I can't seem to get. I keep getting dupes of Air of Perdition or a duplicate Shaco or something. So I have crushed all the dupe mythics. And I got plenty of sparks, and I can craft the mythic I need for a chest piece as soon as I can find all the runes. I have all the runes except for one. It's the Bach, B-A-C rune. I am still in need of 3 of those, but then I can craft the mythic chest piece that I want. So I'm only wearing one mythic so far, and it's the Air of Perdition, right? Everything else is the Ancestral build version of the Max Roll build. The only differences here on any of these items is on some of them, like Corpse Explosion size. I'm not really using Corpse Explosion, so I might swap that out with something else like blood attack speed or increased damage while fortified. I tried to put blood attack speed where I could on items. Bit by bit, I've been changing that part of the max roll recommendation, because the faster you can get your blood attacks to kick off and go through their animation, which is the blood attack speed, the faster you can get to casting them more often, because you cannot cast a blood wave until, even if the cooldown is there, you know, if I cast this and I run around and I pick up all my things, I can't cast again until that third wave completes. So I want that third wave to complete as fast as possible, and that's all based on blood attack speed. And then I should be able to cast it just as quickly as it comes off cooldown. If I can get the animations to happen as fast as the cooldown happens, I should be able to almost get a continuous cast going. I'm sure it won't be exactly continuous, but quite close to. And I would like to make that happen. So everywhere where they have corpse explosion, I'm going to try to trade that out and swap it out for blood attack speed or attack speed in general if I have to. So that's one of the major changes that I'm doing here. And then after that, everything else is pretty much the same, right? Damage while fortified or ultimate cooldown reduction, whichever one I can get. Because we want our cooldowns to happen as fast as possible. And so pretty much all of the aspects are what they're supposed to be here. I'm going to get rid of this blood mist aspect. I don't use it. I occasionally do blood mist, but I'm not using it for the corpse explosion side. It's just a get out of trouble kind of thing. And so once I get my mythic chest piece, the cursed aura aspect is going to go on the boots so that I can keep up my auras. And then I really won't need the explosive mist at that point. So go back, watch some of my other previous videos. I think it's like Season 7 Blood Necromancer, then there's a Season 7 Blood Necromancer 2.5, or 2.0, then 2.5. I'm still going to call this 2.5 because I haven't really made a whole lot of changes since the previous. There is one aspect that I did change, which is on one of the rings here. I forget what max roll recommends here, but instead of that one, I went with the Apogeic Furor, so that when you cast an ultimate skill, it increases your ultimate damage by 9.6 times multiplicative. I need to get that up to the 10 and hundreds respectively, and then that stacks up to 10 times, right? So and then once that's stacked and you hit that 10th hit or that 11th hit, your cooldowns will reset instantly, and then the bonus of course resets. So you know, if you can get it a 10% damage, multiplicative damage increase at 10 stacks, that's 100% damage increase on your ultimate attack, right? So every 10th attack of your ultimate is just going to be massive, ridiculous, and that's where those 100 billions or damage are coming from that you see when I play, and that helps a great deal when you're fighting the bosses, right? You get those first 9 attacks off, and then you know that 10th attack is about to be massive, and it pretty much crushes it. So sometimes you crush it before you even get to the 10th attack. So that's my build. If you want to see it in a more in detailed, video, let me know. We'll go over it. But for now, that's a 115 soloed on my version of the Necromancer build. So, yeah. I think the Bloodwave Necromancer is this season's Spirit-born Quill Volley / Crushing Hand build. It's just super overpowered, and if you're not playing it, you should be. Definitely give it a try, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as I do. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow, as they all say. I think that's kind of silly, but hey, if you're liking the videos, then subscribe and follow. I appreciate it, man. If not, and you're just watching the videos, that's cool too. So, other than that, enjoy until the next one.